Okay. And I will warn you all, just in case, because of the storm, it's possible that our internet may go out. So hopefully it won't. The storm seems to have stopped now and moved on, but sometimes it can affect our internet whenever it rains this much. So we'll see what happens. All right, so today we're going to talk about terminology when you need to maybe seek medical care, and maybe needing to know, thinking about different terminologies with illnesses or things like that as well. And then at the end, we will watch a video about making a complaint politely, and then we'll talk about that afterwards. Okay, so give me just a second.
It's timely.
Good. I'm glad. Okay. So this is the lesson on looking at medical terminology, and we're not going to necessarily talk about the pictures, but just look at some of the questions here. Marina, when was the last time that you saw a doctor?
It was just yesterday.
Okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
And Elena, how about you? Elena?
She maybe
She's not able to.
no, she
There you go.
not,
Okay.
yeah, doesn't hear.
I think I went 2 months ago here in UK.
Okay, excellent. Welcome, Margot. How are you today? Margot, can you hear me? Okay. Valeria?
Yes, I am here.
Okay.
I am listening.
When was the last time that you saw a doctor?
It is, sorry, I have not really good connection.
I know. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'm not sure if it's me or you all that are having the bad connection, or if it's all.
Yeah,
of
but
us.
it's true. It's really weird because I hear you well. I see you well. And,
Okay. All right. Good.
And,
So, Valeria,
and sometimes I feel that.
It may be because you're moving around, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
No problem. So, Valeria, when was the last time that you saw a doctor?
Yeah, when I last was, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago.
Oh no. Well, hopefully that means you've just been healthy and not just putting things off.
I just do analysis and that's all, but only for myself, because in Ukraine you can do analysis for yourself and that's all. So just check my health. But it is really easy for Ukraine. I don't need to visit a doctor to go to do some analysis.
Okay, excellent. Good.
Yeah, so that's why.
All right, perfect. Hi, Margot.
Long time ago.
Hi.
How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Good. So the question is, when was the last time that you saw a doctor?
Actually, I saw a doctor like a week and a half ago.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. Okay, so the next question is, do you think it is important that everyone sees a doctor regularly?
Yes.
Margot, okay, yes. No, it's okay, you're fine.
Okay, I thought that you asked me.
Yeah, no, you're right.
I think it's very important because sometimes some illness or some can be not diagnosed in perfect time, so person can just
Right.
have issues.
Good. All right. Thank you. Marina, do you think
Yes, I think it's important to check up your conditions, your health, but is it important to go to the doctor itself? It depends on as I understand now, on rules in certain countries. As well as your possibilities. As Valeria said, it's true in Ukraine. It's very easy to make just check up for yourself and don't go to any doctors. But here in UK, if you have any problems with health, you need to go to doctor, because you need you can check your health only through the doctor, because he can appoint to you to another specialist. He can appoint to you to analysis, and also he can prescribe to you. He can get you prescription. That's why it's it's unavoidable to see the doctor in UK, for example. And now I can say it for sure, because I now I involved in this situation, and yes.
Right. Yeah, very good. I also am not one that regularly sees a doctor. It's usually only when there's something going on. So I told you guys in the chat, I have a doctor's appointment on Monday, and that's because it's a follow-up for last year. Before I left to go to Mexico, I went to the doctor because of some problems that I've been having, and so I'm doing a follow-up visit with them on Monday, and I'm checking some things like blood work and just stuff like that, just to make sure I'm staying healthy. I feel like I'm okay, but you never know. The doctor may find something else. So, but generally, I don't get sick very often. Last week when I was sick, it was very weird for me to have been sick during that time and stuff. So I tend to not go seek a lot of medical attention and things. We're going to move on to the next question. Valeria.
Yes.
In what ways do you think healthcare has changed during COVID-19? So over the past 2 years, what ways do you think healthcare has changed?
Oh, I think actually the medical direction was improved a lot. For example, they have inner healthy programs with doctor's prescriptions. It is especially for Ukraine. It was new because, for example, if some person has a cold, he just go to doctor and that's all. For now, it is like online prescriptions, right. Online visits, and many visits can be by a phone. It is very good for, especially for kids, for children. And it is much, I think, quicker, faster. Yes, and the second one, I think it is like protection. We have a lot of protection things for now, because a couple years ago the doctors don't use any protection when they go or have some visit of their patients. Right. So that's why it is now. It is much. I think much quality. Can I say like this? If I want to say it is, now it is has high quality of protection.
Yes. Right, higher quality protection. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, and the last one, I think it is a hospital direction. Now we have a lot of medical equipment, a lot of medical apparatus, and we have, I think, nice rooms in the hospitals, and we have, I think, much again higher quality of personnel there. So
Right.
that's why, I think it's much better than was before.
All right, great, thanks. Hi, Katya, how are you?
Hi.
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
Good. I'm good, thank you. So I'll ask you the same question. In what ways do you think healthcare has changed over the past 2 years with COVID-19?
It's a complicated question for me because I'm not like a person who visits hospitals or doctors a lot. So I'm vice versa. I'm a person who pays visit to a doctor when I'm ill.
Yeah.
When I need some help, I really need help. So in order to cure, I can say just a few words that since COVID started, there are I can see that there are a lot of like booths or mobile transport booths to make the injection against COVID, or there are a lot of free ways to test the blood if there is COVID or no, and all those approaches are free. When actually the COVID took place, so it was last year, yes, a year ago, it costed so much to have a test, to do the test, to get to know if there is this infection or this disease or not. Whereas now you can do it for free whenever everywhere. So a lot of ways and places to test the blood.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think that the situation is different here in the UK and in Ukraine. Because, oh, by the way, yesterday, I met a woman from Rostov-na-Donu, which is Russia, just Russia, which is a Russian area. And we were discussing this COVID situation. And we agree that in Ukraine, the approach to heal this disease was so severe. So they started using saturation equipment too fast. Whereas here in London, and she knows it from her own experience because her mother had a COVID, and she actually died because of the like coincidence of COVID. So she recovered, but body was so damaged that she couldn't survive.
Right.
And from her own experience, she knows that here in London, they take a person to study for several days, and then they release them. Or release them in the past, I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, there definitely were different takes in different countries, different areas of the world of how to manage or prevent, or what to do when all of this started, and throughout the entire process. The U.S. was definitely not up on maybe doing some of the best things either. There was a lot of pushback from people in the US on like wearing masks or staying at home and stuff. Whereas in some of the Asian countries, And even in Mexico where I was, you know, people were much more willing to follow some of the rules that were there to try to help protect other people and protect themselves and things too. Yeah. All right, we're going to look at some vocabulary now, and then we will use these vocabulary words to put into some sentences in a moment. So, first
sorry,
yeah.
I have interesting observation about UK here, because you know, after COVID, here in a bus, if you're a seat, you know, on right side, from left side, or for example, from left side on right side, nobody's there because they want to have some space near you. And my sister said that it is only after COVID, because before they sit everywhere.
Yeah.
So it is some, like, you know, some distance. Distance. How I forgot this word.
It's okay. Social distancing.
Yes, social
Yes.
distancing. Yeah, exactly.
Right. I do think people are being much more cautious of that, being around people, especially if you happen to sneeze or cough or something as well, that they might social distance themselves a little bit more than they might have in the past. So yeah, very true. Okay, so let's look at these words. So the words that we have, Marina, if you'll just read the 1 through 5, just of the words themselves.
Symptom, slide, itchy, roll up, sneeze.
Okay, and Margot, will you read the A through E of the definitions?
Fold the edge of the piece of clothing, e.g. to show your arm, needing to stretch, change in your body that may show bad health, body's way to remove something from the nose or throat, small, little, or seen as unimportant.
Good. For this this e.g., we can say, for example. Yeah. Okay, no problem, Elena. All right, so Katya, if we'll start matching these together. So if you'll do the first one, you can either do from the definition side or from the word side, whichever way.
Let's try. It will be actually something new for me to start from the definition,
okay,
and then to find the word. It's something, it's a new approach, so I would like to start from this.
Good.
And clothing, for example, to show your arm. Fold the edge of piece of clothing to show your arm. To show your arm. Oh, interesting.
So you
fold. A fold is verb. A fold. Yeah.
So like if I'm doing this with my sleeve.
Maybe it's a roll up. It's roll up. Yeah. By the way, roll up is a name of exercise in Pilates. Roll up. Ah,
yes. It's also, we have a snack here in the U.S. called a roll up. That's like a. It's kind of like it's a flat piece of like a fruit flavored, almost a gel kind of thing, and you roll it up and then eat it that way. Yeah.
Yeah, we also have the same.
Okay. All right, Valeria.
Yeah. Needing to stretch. It is needing to stretch. It is
stretch. It's stretch, but scratch.
Scratch. Needing to stretch. It is itchy.
Yes, correct. Good. All right, Marina.
A change in your body that may show bad health. It's a symptom.
Yes. Correct. All right, Margot.
So the syllable is on the stress is on the first syllable, symptom, not symptom.
Symptom. Yes, correct. Symptom.
Thank you.
Body's way to remove something from the nose or throat. Sneeze.
All right, and Katya, the last one.
Small, little, or seen as an important, slight.
Yes.
Very good explanation of this. I like it.
All right, go ahead. Thank you.
Actually, very useful lexis and vocabulary, because I'm going to go to the therapist to describe my scratchy ear.
Perfect. Yes.
Scratchy ear.
Marina said that this topic was perfect timing for her as well. So
Yes.
it's funny how that works out sometimes.
It's time to go to doctor.
Yes. Okay. So in group 2, Valeria, can you read the words just 1 through 5 of the words here?
Sore, allergy, pollen, fever, relief.
Yes. And as Katya pointed out, with like symptom, where the underline is on some of the words, that is where the emphasis is. That's why they put that there. So just so you know that. Okay. So Marina, if you'll, Marina, if you'll read the A through E of the definitions first, please.
The act of reducing or removing pain. Should I just read or find?
Just reading the definitions.
Okay. Painful is because of infection. A yellow powder found in flowers. An increase in body temperature, which may indicate illness. A reaction when you eat or touch something your body disagrees with.
Good. All right. Thank you. And Margot, we'll start with you with matching.
So the act of reducing or removing pain. Actually, I don't know all the words, but
that's okay. If you want, you can pick and choose. If there's a word that you know and you want to start with that, that's fine. They don't have to go in order.
Reducing and removing pain. Relief. I
don't know. Can I? Yes.
You're correct, Margot. It's relief. All right. Good. Thank you, Katya.
So again, painful, for example, because of infection. Painful, for example, because just a second. I think it's sore.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So we could say, like we have a sore throat, or maybe our ears are sore or painful because of an infection in the ears. Any part of your body, really. You can say, like, my back is sore. It's painful. It's sore. Maybe not because of an infection, but because of sitting all day, or maybe I turned incorrectly and maybe pulled a muscle or something like that. So that can also be sore, used that way. Okay.
So are they synonyms, sore and painful?
Yes, exactly.
But so it's because of infection, and painful, it's just painful.
Right. I mean, it can be, something can be painful if it gets infected. So if I cut my finger and it gets infected, it will be painful because of the infection. So it can be
painful is more general than sore. Yeah.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure that one or the other is more general.
Okay.
I think
if they synonyms, then
they're very much synonyms, but I will say I use painful when something hurts a lot. And sore is when it's just kind of like an inconvenience. So like, oh, my lower back is sore today, which means it kind of bothers me a little bit when I'm moving around. But I can also say my lower back is painful today, which means like I can't move. It is preventing me from actually doing some of the activities that are there. So for me personally, I use painful to mean a more intense, more specialized feeling that is there. Sore is just kind of like an inconvenience or something.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
So if a person comes for Pilates practice and says, you know, my spine is sore, it means that a person can move, can do something, but it's he or she feels discomfort.
Right, exactly. But if they say there's pain there, then you as an instructor would need to maybe adjust differently because it is harming them. Whereas sore just might mean they need to work it out a little bit. Right? Like I can be sore from doing a workout. Like my legs can have, if I'm doing a lot of squats or something, then my legs will be sore, my thighs will be sore, but they're not painful. It just means that, you know, I did some workout and I need to do some more things to help stretch in that area. But if I hurt myself, it's painful. And then that means that I need to be cautious of doing other types of physical activity because it could actually end up harming more than helping.
I see.
Okay.
Now I see the difference.
Okay. All right. Valeria.
A yellow powder. Powder.
Powder.
Found in flour. It is allergy.
No.
No.
It causes allergy problems, but that's not what those two don't go together with this.
Okay, it is a pollen. The
pollen. Yeah. So the pollen that is the yellow part that is in the flowers, and the pollen will cause allergy or allergic reactions to things. That's when your sinus.
Yes, allergy. Yeah, I see already. Yeah, so there's allergy reaction.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a drug or something like this. Yes.
Right. All right, Marina.
But everything else is clear. An increase in body temperature, which may indicate, illness. It's fever.
Yes. All right, and Margot, the last one.
A reaction when you eat or touch something your body disagrees with. Well, it's allergy.
Allergy, yeah. And you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be something you touch or eat either. Again, it can be from the things that are in the air, like the pollen or dust, mold. Any of those kinds of things can cause allergic reactions as well. So, all right, I'm going to take a picture of this really quickly and send to you so that because we will need to use these words in the next section. And so I have to clear it all off in order to be able to do that. So give me just 1 second.
Oh, but Elena, she has some questions in our chat.
I'm just sending you the picture of the words, and then you all can use those words because I have to scroll down, so I can't keep them up there. Okay, Elaine, and also Elena, Sue, sorry, I can't talk today, is asking what's the difference between ill and sick? Honestly, to me, there's not a difference. Those are synonyms to say that someone is ill or someone is sick. We can use both of those terminologies in there. And when someone vomits, we should say he got sick. Yes, we typically, when we say someone is vomiting, we say they're sick. We don't say that they're ill. So while the words are synonyms of one another, the way we describe it is that they are sick or they have an upset stomach is another way. Although having an upset stomach doesn't necessarily mean you're going to vomit either. You can just have like nausea. It can, or, you know, and it can lead to vomiting. Yeah, good. You're welcome. Any other questions before we move to the putting things in the sentences? We good? Okay. All right, so using those words, we will put them into these sentences. Katya, I will start with you.
Yes. After the mosquito bit him, his skin felt very itchy.
Yes. Oh. All right, good. Valeria?
Bees are known for their ability to take one plant to another.
Your
To
word.
take pollen.
Pollen, yeah.
To take pollen from one plant to another, yes.
Oh, now you
lucky today.
remember forever.
I didn't realize you were going to have the same word whenever we started doing this. But it worked. All right, Marina, number 3.
The only symptom the patient had, so my word, the patient had was painful, but do we have painful? I don't remember.
The synonym for painful.
Sore, knee.
Yes. Okay, Margot?
A runny nose is a symptom of a cold.
Why? Hello. Okay. Katya?
Yes. Some children have an allergy to peanuts that can be deadly. Sorry.
Yes.
But deadly can be as well.
Redly can be deadly.
Right. My friend's middle child has a horrible allergy to peanuts and has had to have been rushed to the hospital a few times in his life because of it. They have an EpiPen to use with him, but even with that, they still have to rush him to the hospital occasionally.
How did you know? How did you get to know that he has got an allergy?
You know, that is a good question. I don't know how they knew unless it was because of and he was a baby when they found out. So it may have been just a way he reacted to something at that time. Maybe when he first started, I say baby, but I think he had started eating. And so they probably had given him peanut butter and he had a really bad reaction. I think that was the first time that they took him to the doctor. He's 20 now, so I don't really remember. It's been a long time for that, but I think that may have been what it was, because giving peanut butter is something that is normal for us to do, and he would have just had a reaction to it. So, or maybe some cookies that had peanut butter in it or something.
From movies, I know that actually it's quite a really deadly reaction, and person can start like saturating. Yes, a person cannot breathe.
Right.
Take an inhale. So it's quite deadly.
Yes, which is why most airlines now will not serve peanuts on the airlines, because even sometimes the smell of it can affect people, you know, that are on the plane as well. So, yeah. Okay, moving on. I don't, who did the allergy? That was you, wasn't it, Katya? Okay, Valeria, number 6.
Me. It is fever.
Yes.
Fever.
Fever.
Fever, sorry. Fever, aspirin to help reduce high fever.
Yes, good. All right, Marina?
The doctor told the patient to use ice for pain relief.
Yes.
That's it.
Why are you laughing?
Because it's so hilarious. I've just imagined that
does help.
like put the ice somewhere to relieve the pain.
I actually do that. It depends on what type of pain that it is. So sometimes when I have headaches, I put an ice pack on the back of my neck and my head, and that will help.
Does it really help?
Yes, it does. It helps with the swelling also will go down. So there have been times when maybe I twisted an ankle or, I hurt my knee really bad. I actually ended up breaking my tibia in my knee, but it swelled up a lot. And so ice packs were used regularly for several weeks on my knee to help with that. So yes, it does actually help.
Sometimes after surgery, the doctors, they use ice.
Yes. Yeah, correct. So it all depends on what type of pain we're talking about, but yes, ice does work for those. Hi, Kalinka, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you.
Good. I'm glad you could join us. Okay, and let's see, Marina, number 8.
I've already been.
Oh, you did that one. Sorry, Margot. I get confused sometimes.
I actually trying to figure out what have to be in 8. There was a, I don't know, slight increase in the patient blood pressure. Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. All right. Good. Katya, number 9.
She entered the water. She decided to trouser so that it would get wet. She decided to roll up.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
My
this,
word.
This was your word. Yeah. All right. Good. And Valeria, number 10. You're on mute, by the way, too, if you already started speaking.
Where is Valeria?
Oh, sorry, I'm here. To avoid spreading germs, cover your nose and mouth when you help me, please.
Sneezing.
Sneeze.
Yes,
Yes.
sneeze.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. All right. Any questions on these?
No questions.
Do we have ink for sneeze? Can I say sneezing?
Sneezing. You
Yeah.
can say like she was sneezing or something like that. Yes. Or I was sneezing yesterday, or I was sneezing a lot this morning. Yes, you can.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else? Okay. Would you all like me to take a picture of this with the sentences with the words in them and send to you also?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It's trying to send. It might take a while. Our internet apparently. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so we're going to listen to a dialogue, and you'll hear them talk about certain symptoms. So if you just make a note of any of the symptoms that you hear during the dialogue. All right, you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Good afternoon. What brings you here today?
Well, I woke up this morning feeling rather poorly.
Do you have any specific symptoms? Stomach pain, headache, fever?
A bit of a headache, I guess. I have also been sneezing a lot and I have a runny nose.
Do you have a sore throat?
No, but my skin feels itchy.
First, let me take your temperature.
Okay.
Well, you have a slight fever. It is almost 38 degrees. Let me check your BP.
So, should I roll up my sleeve?
No, that's not necessary. Your BP is normal, 120/80.
That's good news, right?
Yes. Now, let me check your throat. Can you open up wide and say ah?
Yes. Okay.
All seems okay. Do you have allergies?
Not that I know of. I've never had anything like this before.
Have you done anything different in the past few days?
Not as far as I know. I've been out in the garden the last 2 days.
Have you had any recent changes in your lifestyle? New food, new routine?
Not that I can think of. I've only been planting some new flowers.
Ah, that could be it. I believe you may have an allergy. There is a lot of pollen at this time of year.
Really? But what can I do? How long will this last?
Usually these symptoms just go away after some time, but I will give you something to help you get some relief.
Thank you, Doctor. Does this mean I have to stop my garden work?
No, but it would be best to limit the time you spend outdoors. If you experience any difficulty breathing, contact me immediately or call emergency services.
Okay, I will. Does this mean I will have this allergy every year?
It is difficult to say. Some people have allergies all the time and others get them on occasion. Now, take this medication daily in the evening after eating. It's best to take it with a large glass of water.
Yes, sure. How long should I take it?
Take it for 1 week. If your symptoms do not go away, come back and see me.
Thank you, Doctor. Goodbye.
All right. Marina, what is one symptom that you heard?
It was headache.
Okay. Margot?
Fever.
Okay. Katya?
Runny nose.
Kalinka?
Itchy skin.
Itchy skin. All right. Valeria? You're on mute.
We cannot hear you, Valeria.
Sorry. They checked the temperature.
Yes,
It's
but what
fever.
is
So
one of
maybe
the symptoms?
some fever symptoms.
We have that one marked already. Is there another one you can think of?
No.
Okay. Elena, are you back with us? Are you still on the bus?
Still super noisy here.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. No problem. Marina, is there another one?
Yeah, I also heard sneeze.
Sneezing.
Sneezing, yes.
Okay. Any others, Margot?
I know that he asked about stomach pain, but he only asked. I didn't remember she.
There wasn't one of the symptoms, but he asked if she felt.
He asked just to see. I remember.
Good. Katya?
The doctor has checked if the throat was sore, but it was okay.
Right. So that was another one that he checked. Good. Kalinka, was there anything else?
He mentioned allergy, but we haven't in the list allergy.
Right. I think that was the conclusion, the diagnosis was that she had allergy issues. Yeah. What about coughing? Did anyone remember her saying?
Maybe
No,
doctor asked, but she hasn't.
Yeah.
No, he even doesn't ask her about coughing.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Good. Any questions or thoughts on any of these?
I didn't understand the first word that she said. Doctor, I have, and but
Poor. She felt poorly.
yeah, but poorly. Poorly. I understand. Poorly.
Yeah, there is a transcript that is here with this one as well. Here's somewhere. Here we go. Yes, I woke up this morning feeling rather poorly. So it's another way of saying that you don't feel good. I feel bad, or I don't feel well. I feel poorly. All those are synonyms of how we would feel. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Got a couple of more things that we can do here. This is, okay, we're gonna read a text. Sorry, they don't put things, where is the text? Nope. Oh, there it is. All right, so we're going to read this text talking about health checks. It's a little bit bigger. Can you all see that okay, or do you need me to make it a little bit bigger?
A little bit bigger.
Yeah. Okay. All right, I will have to scroll a little bit, but that's okay. All right, Kalinka, if you'll read the first two paragraphs here, please.
Okay. Every 5 years, healthy adults are invited to a free health check. Are you between 40 and 74 years old with no pre-existing condition? Are you between? It's a question. If so, when you should get an invitation from the health authority for your health check. Health checks established the state of your overall health. It can tell whether you are at a high risk to certain conditions such as heart disease, diabetes, kidney disease, and stroke. For those over 65, dementia symptoms will be discussed.
Okay, good. Any questions on any of the words here?
Why is until 74 and then? I am asking because I also saw, and it was my question, numberless question, because I saw in UK instruction also people from 50 to 75, 74, and the same figures.
Yes, I also have read such information in medical documents, and how I understand, before 74, the clinics invite you, but after 74, if you need it, you just go it without invitation. Is I right?
It sounds like a good explanation to me. I don't know for sure. I think what I'm thinking with this is that between the ages of 40 and 74, they are looking for specific things to check, to make sure that you are healthy and that you will not develop something later on after age 74 or 75. And
it seems that they just don't pay attention to the people.
No, I think it's like more prevention to help during that age time. And then after age 74, you're free to go anytime you need to. But until then, these are the free checkups that they're doing for people.
Okay.
Marina, I want to calm you down because in the UK they pay attention to the pensioners, to the adult people very much. They respect.
Yeah, I know. They even give them free public transportation. I know. I believe you.
Yeah.
The same thing is with health. Have you seen those chairs, those automatic chairs for the disabled people?
Yeah, yeah. And I saw a lot of disabled people, even they are able to go outside in comparison to our people in Ukraine, because in Ukraine we have disabled peoples, but usually we don't see them on the streets because they don't able to go anywhere. Yeah, I noticed this.
They're not, well, they're not transportable. Whereas here in London, it's so easy to be disabled. It's not easy, but it's so easy to be disabled and to have a social life.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay, let's continue on. Valeria, will you read the next 2 paragraphs? So starting here.
Yeah, the health check. Am I right?
Yes.
The health check. Yeah. The health check helps you to understand the risk factors of certain conditions and gives you advice on prevention. Your individual cardiovascular risk will also be calculated and explained. The health check plays an important role in identifying problems before they do damage. The next one, it only takes 20-30 minutes of your time. You will be asked question about your lifestyle and family history by a health professional. Height, weight, and blood pressure will also be assessed. A simple blood test will be taken that can show whether you are at risk for heart disease, stroke, kidney disease, and diabetes.
Kidney disease and diabetes.
Kidney disease and diabetes.
Diabetes.
Diabetes. Thank you very much. Diabetes.
Yes, good. All right. Any questions?
It's actually clearly, crystal clearly.
Okay, good. All right, thanks. And Marina, if you'll read the next paragraph. I'll just have you just read 1 paragraph. I thought there was another one down there, but there's not. So
Okay.
I'll have you read 1, then Margot, and then Katya.
You will also receive an individual assessment that tells you how to improve your diet, exercise, lose weight, or stop smoking. It will also discuss whether it is necessary to take medicines to lower your blood pressure or maintain a healthy cholesterol level.
Good. Okay, Margot.
Health checks are available at various centers throughout the country. You can have one at your local GP surgery, pharmacy, or even leisure center. Health checks are also available in your communities, at mobile health units, or your workplace.
Okay, thank you. And Katya, the last one.
Over 7 million people are affected by conditions that are screened at health checks. Health checks are responsible for preventing 2,500 heart attacks in the first 5 years of operation. This is because individuals receive proper assistance and treatment following their health check.
Okay, good. Thank you. Any questions on any of this? Everything clear? Good?
Anybody went through this check? It's question for girls.
Yes. So
anybody have experience to go through this all?
Not yet. I even hasn't registered for NHS yet. I'm delaying. I'm still delaying.
But now we know what we can ask.
I receive an invitation. It depends on your age. When you make registration to NHC, they then, if you certain age, they will send you invitation to the tests which are suited to this age to be checked.
I didn't receive yet. I haven't received yet.
Does anyone know?
It means that you are young.
Before 74.
You'll get an invitation before you turn 74.
I have a question as well.
Okay.
Does anyone know how to go to the gynecologist?
Yes, I have. I visited gynecologist.
What's the process?
What's the route? Because they say that in UK, not all women even see gynecologists through their life.
Oh my God! But they give birth. They have more than one child in every single family.
You don't need a gynecologist for this.
It's obvious you don't need a gynecologist to get pregnant, but in order to give birth, you need someone.
So, Kalinka, when you
Yes, I can share my experience. Here, the PG doctor have knowledge to be your private gynecologist, and you can discuss with her or his all your gynecologist problem. But if it's needed, you will be sent special clinics. For example, in my situation, I visited a PG doctor. PG doctor asked me to go through test, usual gynecologist test, and be prepared that it's not like in Ukraine. We haven't this cabinet, unfortunately, haven't a special gynecologist chair.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and the sanitary situation. Sanitary situation. Situation also very surprised me because in Ukraine, before going inside to gynecologist, not room but corridor. Like a special place in clinic where many gynecologists. You should go special shoes. But there are no, even in this cabinet where you will have test, no special shoes, no special. As usually when in Ukraine we go to gynecologists, we have special packet with gloves.
Gynecological.
Yes. Here, nothing. It's so strange, so primitive. But my PG doctor sent me to special gynecologist clinics. Where I have not test, but special research. This was very, very exciting. It's a highest level. Doctor didn't work with you. Doctor just sit in front of computer, and group of special people, assistant, work with you gynecological systems. So inside you, they put a special computer. This computer shows the doctor everything inside your body.
They put it inside, or it's on the skin, or
no, inside.
Maybe they put some probe inside you.
Yeah, a probe.
I don't know how it's in English.
I think the word would be probe.
Vagina, наша vagina. Вагина.
Датчик, они датчик помещают внутрь.
Датчик, да, special equipment, special equipment. And it's very, very polite.
Satellite, да, датчик это satellite.
Ну, зонд, проб.
Yeah. And free person work with you. One states like just took your hand, say your very calm, kind words, and and two person work with your vagina. I don't know what the
organ, your organ.
Your organs, your doctor, very professional, sit in front of huge computer, and
but you can visit such kind of cabinet if you only have such problems, yes? It's not just usual checkup.
I have not good analysis in Ukraine, so I come with this test, and doctor, it's why doctor sent me this special clinic, and it was very strange because when I come, I see the doctor in this clinic, I start to explain my problem, but the doctor said, no, we just do the
observation.
Operation. Yes, all your problem we will say we will talk your PG.
Okay.
Yes.
No discussion to you.
Yes.
Sounds very interesting.
Yes, and I ask about my result. They say they say that for UK it's okay. So how I understand the result of this test was the same like in Ukraine, but they say, don't worry, for UK, it's absolutely normal.
Healthy.
Very, very interesting. Okay, so Katya, it sounds like you might need to talk to a GP or a general practitioner to get a referral to go to a gynecologist.
I think yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's very interesting. Here in the US, we can just it depends sometimes on the type of insurance that you have. Certain types of insurance, we have a list of doctors that we can go to, and then other insurance, we can choose whoever we want to go to. So I'm only familiar with the way things work here in the US. So it's good to have you all talk about that to understand how things are different for you.
So complicated. So weird.
It's very different. Yeah. And also, it's the experiences that we have in the US with going to a gynecologist are a little bit different as well. I've never had anybody just do a probe like that on me. So
also one advice, I received this advice before I want to visit to gynecologist, and I received the appointment very quickly. I was lucky, and the local person said me, when you go to the PG clinic, please ask, I need female PG, because here it's not the one PGs which will works with you every period. You can receive the appointment to any different PGs.
Interesting.
So if you want to receive the gynecologist scientist test, you should ask female PG.
What's the reason? What's the difference?
Because only female PG work with gynecologist problem.
So men aren't engaged.
They have more knowledge.
Of vagina. Of vagina.
Yeah. So yeah, and that word is vagina, by the way.
Vagina.
Yeah. So
And
I personally prefer to go to a female gynecologist just because I feel more comfortable with them. I have had male ones in the past, but I feel more comfortable with one because I feel like they understand more about the female body in general. So
also be ready if you receive the appointment not in your city but other city. I receive appointment in other city.
Wow.
Yeah, I have
all depends on who's available at the time that you need, probably.
Yeah, I use the train and the bus to reach this gynecologist clinics.
Yeah. So it's good information. Thank you for sharing.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I wanted to
Thank you.
share also information about oral contraceptives in UK. You can get them free of charge, but with a prescription of GP. And just to go in pharmacy like we did it in Ukraine. And on the other hand, you don't pay for this oral contraceptives.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
The only problem that I don't have like a sexual life here in London. I don't think.
But just in case you do at some point, you know what you need to do, right? Yes, that is also something that is very different in different countries. Like here in the US, and I think similar in the UK, almost anything, any type of medication that you need to take, you have to go to a doctor to get a prescription and then take to a pharmacy to get filled. I know I found when I was traveling around in Europe and also in Mexico, there are a lot of things that you can just go to a pharmacy and ask for, and they will give it to you without having to have a prescription. And it is always very surprising to me that so many places in the world don't require prescriptions for things, but like the US or the UK require those prescriptions, which means a doctor's appointment and time and energy and money and everything to go and get those done first before you can actually get a prescription for something that you need. I received an antibiotic in Mexico just by telling them that I was having a lot of congestion last week whenever I was sick. And I just went in and explained what was going on. And she ended up giving me an antibiotic. In the US, the only way you can get an antibiotic is if you go to a doctor, and which means you have to make an appointment and then the time and the money, and then they might prescribe an antibiotic to you. So yeah, it's very interesting, some of the differences medically that take place in countries. So that's good. And again, as with everything else, use our Telegram group even after we have finished up with our classes in the future, when you all have questions about things like this. How do I navigate a medical system, or to be able to get a doctor's appointment or something like that. So I think that's a good way to work with one another and help each other with some of those questions and things. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Anything else on this?
Yeah.
I thought this was interesting, talking about some of the research that comes from doing these health checks. For every 30 to 40 people having a health check, one person is diagnosed with high blood pressure. For every 80 to 200 people, one person is diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. And then for every 6 to 10, one is identified as being at high risk of cardiovascular disease. So that is part of why these checks are done, which again, I find very interesting. I don't think we offer anything like this in the US, not that I'm aware of, maybe for certain financial levels of people, but not something that is universal for every citizen between those ages. So I think that is very, very interesting. All right, there is much more. There's another 4 pages here because we're just on page 4 of 9 with this information, but we're not going to continue this for right now, but you all have this link in your homework materials page if you want to go in and review it and do some of the additional information there. So now we're going to watch this video on making complaints politely. It's about 9 minutes. So we'll do this and then talk about it for a few minutes before we end class. And then also, you also have a copy of this video listed. The link is listed in the homework. And then this is a kind of additional work if you are interested in practicing writing a letter. So this link is also in there for you, and it gives you, this is some like definitions to look at, and then there's a text to read, and then some tips, and then to actually start writing and things. So it's just some practice that you can do on this. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And yeah, anytime you have any questions on anything, if you do need to be making a complaint or something, feel free to ask me. I'll be glad to help you at any point. This is American English, but I think overall the information, this was the best video that I could find on doing complaints. So, all right, here we go.
Marie with Speak Confident English, and welcome to your Confident English Wednesday.
Oops, sorry. I don't,
Wednesday lesson.
I don't know why it's,
Earlier this year, I did a lesson.
give me just a second. No, the volume is all the way up. Can you all hear it okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just start from the beginning.
About a bad day in English. Imagine that you've just had a terrible.
I think you have to update the page.
Confident English, and welcome to your Confident English Wednesday lesson.
It's really low.
Earlier this year, I did
Yeah,
a
it
lesson
is.
on everything you need to know when you want to complain.
Okay. I don't know why, and I've got my sound is all the way up, and the sound is all the way up on here as well. So, all right, well, we'll just skip watching that then, and you all can watch it on your own. That'll be kind of some homework for you to do. I'm not sure what to do now. Let's see.
Ali, will you come to the meeting in UK?
I'm sorry. You were talking, the sound
Will
was
you,
not.
yeah, will you come to the meeting on 2nd of July in UK?
Me? Oh, I wish I could, but I can't. No, sorry. Unfortunately.
What meeting are you talking about?
There's
of refugee groups in London. We are meeting on 2nd of July.
On 2nd of July? And what time?
Yes. In Hyde Park from 12:30 till 4. I will send the link in the group.
Unfortunately, I won't come because I have an education. I don't remember if I mentioned that an American Pilates teacher invited me to have a scholarship at her course for free.
Stop.
That's why.
And it's online?
No, it's not online. It's in London, offline, in person. Yes, 2 days will be online and 2 days will be in London. And it's the 2nd and the 3rd of July.
excellent. I wish I could come and join you all, but it would be difficult for me to do because our big celebration, July the 4th, will be coming up, and my family does a huge party on July 4th. So I feel like I want to be here for that because I missed it last year, and I always enjoy being here whenever we have that, which is kind of interesting. That's our celebration from when we broke away from Britain, from Britain rule.
Great, amazing. Oh, I have an announcement.
Okay,
for those
good.
who is in London, there is a possibility to visit beautiful, spectacular place which is called Kew Gardens, only for £1. If you receive universal credit, you have a possibility to pay only £1 to enter these gardens, and children are for free.
Excellent.
A lot of possibilities in London, I see.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Usually, any capital of any country has more possibilities than other countryside cities, towns.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah, but yesterday we've been to Ed Sheeran concert on the huge stadium in Glasgow. It was also for free, so we have nothing to complain.
Yes, indeed. Indeed.
Wonderful. All right, I found a page, and I will link this as well, but this is something we can look at real quick on making some complaints, some expressions that you can use when we need to make a complaint. So let's look at these real quick. Marina, will you read the first three?
Yes, sure. I have a complaint to make. Should I continue? Yes.
The first three, please.
Sorry to bother you, but I'm sorry to say this, but.
All right, thank you. And Katya, if you'll read the next three.
Yes, sure. I'm afraid I've got a complaint about. Is it a complaint about the health condition or just complaint wherever I want to complain?
Complaint in general, yes. It could be a complaint in general, yes.
Because for me, it sounds like I can say this being at a restaurant. I'm afraid I've got a complaint about.
So it's interesting looking at a couple of these, especially like the number 2, sorry to bother you, but I'm afraid, I'm afraid there. These are very much very British terminologies to use. We would not be this polite in the US. We would be more like, I have a complaint. There's something wrong. I'm angry about it. We're much more blunt about these kinds of things, whereas the British are much more polite in
even if they are not satisfied. All right. Shall I continue?
Yes, please.
I'm afraid there is a slight problem with. Excuse me, but there is a problem about.
In the US, we might say this one, be like, excuse me, there's a problem. But we definitely wouldn't say, I'm afraid there's a slight problem. So yeah, definitely very British. Okay, yes. Thank you. And Kalinka, if you'll read the last two.
I want to complain about and I'm angry about.
Those are definitely US expressions there, yes. All right, and Margot, if you'll read these, the first 2 examples here.
I have to complain to make. Your pizza is just too salty. I'm sorry to say this, but your food is inedible.
Inedible, yes.
Inedible.
All right, good. And Marina, if you'll read the first 2 of these.
I'm afraid I've got a complaint about your child. He's too noisy. I'm afraid there is a slight problem with the service in this hotel.
Yeah, again, in the US, we would just say, man, your kid's noisy. He's loud, you know. We would be very blunt about it. All right, and Katya, if you'll read the next 3, please.
Yes, I can read, but no, you know that I'm very straightforward. Excuse me.
I do try to be polite.
You know my fault. I wouldn't say excuse me if somebody is there.
Right. I'd be like shoving them away. Dude, you're on my foot.
I want to complain about the noise you are making. I'm angry about the way you treat me. Yes.
Okay, so these are some really good expressions to learn if you do need to make a complaint about something, and you want to be polite about it, of course, with that. So I will add this link into the materials page so that you have that available for you. And then it also gives some samples of responses to complaints. So what to say if someone complains to you about something. So it is there as well. And yeah, it looks like that's the main part of that. So it's a pretty decent list, I think. And then you'll have a video that you can watch also, and the sample letter to practice with. Just in case you didn't see it in the message that I sent out earlier, I do have a doctor's appointment on Monday. I thought I was going to be able to do both the class and make it to the appointment, but I realized that I have to drive over 2 hours to get to my appointment because it's with a doctor that where I used to live and I no longer live there. So I realized it would just be easier if we added a class on at the end of time instead of me stressing so much on Monday morning trying to get the class in. So we will not meet on Monday. So I will see you guys again on next Friday. And of course, any questions that you have throughout the week or anything, always feel free to ask me. Okay. So your homework essentially for this next week is just to do some of the practicing, watching the video, and do the letter on your own. We won't have to like check on anything, but that'll be your homework for the week. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Does anyone have anything else? Any other questions or comments or anything that you would like to mention or ask about?
Yes, I have. I have not a question, but okay. I have something to comment and then maybe question. Mm-hmm. My son has an allergy to pollen. And it looks like an asthma, and it happens to him on every August in Ukraine. So and I'm anticipating August here in London, and I don't know what to do, if I should tell a therapist beforehand how to deal with it here in London. If you know something, your suggestions, your offers will be appreciated.
Have you found already what the reason? What is the pollen? What exact plant?
No, we hadn't do such a test. We did a test like the general test, and it revealed that he really has an allergy to mold. Do you know what mold is?
Yes, yes.
So maybe it's not a pollen. It's just mold.
But it's only in August, yes, you said?
Happens at the very late July and beginning of August. And once, maybe 3 years ago, we even were at hospital because of severe asthma symptoms.
Yes. You will be surprised, but my son has the same problem. It's in August and even early September, and we also try to find out what exact plant can cause this problem, but we haven't found yet. But for many years, maybe already 5 years, we have remedy. It's unfortunately, it's hormonal injection, but enough only one injection for the whole period. It's like 4 months. We have only 1 milliliter of this hormone, and it
prevents.
It helps for 1 month until the period will end. If you want, I could send you the name of it's our Ukrainian doctor. She recommends this if we don't, but because it's really severe situation. Yeah.
All right. Yes.
It's just in case if you don't find anything better.
Any other solutions.
I would suggest finding, and again, I'm not exactly sure how the medical system works, so you may need to go through your general practitioner again to find an allergy doctor that you can take your son to and discuss this with. If the GP doesn't have the knowledge, they might be able to prescribe something as a GP, or maybe that they need to refer you to an allergist, an ENT, which would be like ear, nose, and throat specialist that they usually deal with the allergies. So yeah, I would look into that probably. and I would try to do it as soon as possible. And that way you can kind of start prevention if possible as well. Yeah. So,
or
and
maybe
you know, it's always
in-
possible. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, maybe another happy situation when in UK, in London, there was no those plant which cause
That's what I was gonna say.
allergy. Maybe, but it's a bit like
Tricky. It can be tricky when it-
a bit risky just to wait and not to be prepared. It's better
Right.
to be prepared, of course.
That's why I was just getting ready to say too, it's very possible that your son may not have any problems, but it
Yeah.
could be even something else that you find out that he's allergic to, because we have different things that bloom or can happen in different times of the year in different parts of the world as well. So in March and April in Mexico, I got really, really bad allergies from a particular tree that was blooming that doesn't bloom here where I am or where I lived, you know, in Morocco or places like that. So I had to start taking extra allergy medicine during that time just because of that particular bloom that was happening. But as soon as those 2 months were gone, then I was fine after that. But now that I'm back here with my family living on our farm and it's, you know, the time for things to be blooming and stuff, my allergies are acting up again because of that. So it can all depend on the location that you're in. So that's why I would go ahead and try to talk to a doctor about it now and maybe have some testing done on him just to see what he might be allergic to in that area.
Thank you for this.
You're welcome.
Your own stories, your
Yeah.
own questions. Thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. All right, is there anything else? Okay.
Nothing.
Great. It was great to see you guys today and chat with you as always. And I hope everyone has a fabulous weekend. And I'll see you next Friday then.
See you.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Have
Thank
a
you.
happy
Bye.
visit to
Bye-bye.
your
Thank
doctor.
you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.